How are we doing?
We're really good, thank you. How are you?
Thanks, very well. Thank you for having me over.
Thank you for having us on your amazing new podcast.
So, first off, who are you and what are you doing?
Well, I'm Emily Braithwaite and this is Alan. Together we are
Yellow Tuxedo. Yellow Tuxedo. Well, we've got a couple of businesses, and I think that's kind of part of what we're talking about today.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we've got a business called Bay Lily Bell Tents, which is a mobile glamping company where we put bell tents up for people having parties in Hampshire and surrounding areas. We do go further afield, but mainly Hampshire. And then we've got Yellow Tuxedo, which is it's basically we show businesses how to maximise their online presence to bring traffic to their world, their website, their ecosystem, and it's about getting new people in rather than kind of, I've gone off on a rant. Well,
a keen rant.
I was excited. I was ready to go.
I think as small business owners, we get quite overwhelmed by it. We're told to do social media all the time. We're told to post on Facebook 3 times.
Hold on, we're jumping straight into this. I was going to backtrack and go back to Mike for some introduction.
We're told to do all this, and actually what we want to do is with Yellow Tuxedo to show people how to simplify that process and how to understand how to bring traffic to their website using the tools that are already available.
And this is an amazing example, isn't it? Because literally, can we talk about when this is recorded compared to when it's going out?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So hold on. I'll say this. So we're recording today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on Yellow Tuxedo, which is Wednesday the 29th, we are doing a YouTube video on how to do what you're doing today, which is recording a podcast and a YouTube video at the same time. And the plethora,
love that.
the plethora of content that gives you, and as we were talking about in our kind of warm-up coffee, we have gone way in, straight in. And we were talking about it. You've got to market your business somehow, and the marketing always takes up time. So you've kind of got, you can do targeted marketing, or you should all do a bit of all of it, targeted marketing, or a bit of like kind of bigger brand awareness marketing, where you're bringing people into your ecosystem. And we like to think it's a balance between both, isn't it? Because who's to say that targeted marketing is actually going to work?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Anyway, rant over. Warm up, rant over. We can calm down. And
So what are you up to at the moment? What do you do?
Well, at the moment, so obviously we have our 2 businesses, but we also have 3 very small children. So we're kind of having a balance between work life and home life at the moment. But at the moment, we're in January. It's very much about setting goals and getting people streamlined for the year and working out how they're going to be marketing themselves this year. So we're working with some amazing businesses, one of which at the moment is a gin company.
Amazing.
If any other gin companies want to come to us, I'm happy with that. They're like my dream client. And we're working with them to understand what their websites are currently doing. We are working on keyword strategies, we're working on their content strategy for the year. So we've got a lot in the process at the moment, as well as
we are doing a lot of keyword work, aren't we? Because it sort of underpins everything.
Yeah, that's quite big on your social at the moment with Yellow Tuxedo in particular. Like, obviously, Yellow Tuxedo is about supporting businesses and kind of growing the marketing aspect and content strategy and all that sort of stuff. And I've seen a lot recently about kind of the keyword strategy. And
I think it's important because, as Alan said, it underpins every single touch point that you do, whether it's on your website, whether it's in your advertising, whether it's in your social media hashtags, all of that kind of stuff. If you don't understand how people are finding your business, then all your work can be completely in vain. So if you get that right from the start and understand how people are interacting with you, how they're finding you, then you can sort of plan around that. It's such a stressful time when you think about social media, and you kind of hit and hope sometimes, especially when we're so busy running our actual businesses. I mean, for you, coaching, what we're doing, you're trying to focus on the hockey, and actually you don't want to be spending time going, how do I do this Facebook post today? What am I scheduling? Why am I talking to camera all the time? That's quite exhausting. So actually, by getting those fundamentals with your keywords right, then everything else becomes a lot simpler.
And yeah, absolutely. And because so what we talk about, okay, let's say you've got Facebook and Instagram, you're sort of told that's where you think that's where your ideal client hangs out. You've got a few thousand followers, which is amazing, and you're putting posts out into that. That's kind of an extended version of networking, which is an amazing form of marketing. We know that.
Yeah.
But what about those new people? Where are the new? Where's the organic coming from? Where's the people you kind of didn't think could become a customer yesterday for tomorrow? And that's about working Google. That's about people using Google to find things they want to know about, to find answers to questions they have, and that is where keywords comes into. If you get your keywords right, those new people you weren't even thinking about today, they're going to find you. enter your ecosystem, and before you know it, they're clients and customers. And that's what we're doing a lot of at the moment, isn't it?
So like you've got Yellow Tuxedo, you've got
Bailey.
Such a tongue twister. And a small family. How do you balance it all? How do you prioritize? How do you manage it all?
So there's two strands to that really. So number one, it's bloody hard.
It's not being around the bush.
I think and Alice we do a great deal of firefighting quite a lot, because ultimately we have got small children. They're 6, 4 and 2. So they're by no means they're still very much in nappies. The youngest one's still in nappies. So we're still trying to deal with coping with how to work out how our family's working. Not only that, we have two very distinct businesses that are very different. Our baby business is very seasonal. So from March to September, we are full on in the thick of fields and garden parties and stuff, and we're banging pegs in the ground and very sort of physical. And this business that we're working with Yellow Tuxedo is 12 months of the year. We're continually answering emails, we're doing coaching all the time, we're talking to people. So there's quite a lot to kind of juggle, and making sure that we do, as a husband and wife team, get that balance right is really important to us, because we said pre-recording to this, we really tend to be, we talk about work all the time, don't we? From the moment we have our first cup of coffee in the morning to the time we put our head on the pillow, we are in the thick of
it. We should say we do love that, and actually I had a bit of a not it wasn't heated, but a nice Instagram conversation with a local business coach about work-life balance recently, and we're talking about working to live and all these other things. And I kind of sort of went with, the anomaly is when you love what you do so much that you can't really regard it as work. And we're not a million miles away from that, are we?
I'm in the same boat as you guys. Like Sport 101 for me, it's really busy. There's a lot going on and everything else, but actually, I just bloody love it. It's just, I can't see me doing anything else. No. And, having that, being in that fortunate position where actually I do get to do what I love every day. Yeah. Okay, I don't work 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. I work 7 days a week, whatever. Yeah. But I love it. Like, I wouldn't change it. There's no way that you change it. But I think to have that kind of feeling, you still need to make sure you enjoy the other parts of your life. And I think that's what you guys do really well. You enjoy your family life. You have the other projects going on, and you build that time in.
We're still quite active, aren't we? Sorry.
Yeah, we with our family, some of the things that they're non-negotiables. We know that actually when we're not working, we are 100% with our kids and spending time with them. Like in our working, we say we schedule it in and we time block. We try to time block and often fail because we get quite passionate about
whatever. It all goes out the window if suddenly the kids ill or something happens.
We have 2 kids at school, so our school regime of going to school and then coming back gives us a big block in the daytime. But also Fridays are our non-negotiables that we spend time with. We down tools, we spend time with our youngest. The weekends we're fully in with the family.
I love to say you said Friday's non-negotiable. We try for it to be non-negotiable. Work gets done.
I think you just have to.
I'm the same. Friday's my non-coaching day. So Friday's a day where I don't go on the pitch, and it's my admin day. It's now going to be editing day.
Yeah.
It's the day when I can kind of catch up on stuff during the week.
This is fun.
It's so much fun.
Okay, and it's one of those silly things. If we were employed directly, currently we would be being paid to do this, right? And therefore, like, recording a podcast with your mates is a fun thing to do. We're not. It's our business, so we're still having fun. It's part of our business. We've got to do, going all the way back to what I kind of ranted about at the beginning, or in nice rant, is you've got to market your business somehow. So why not record a podcast with your mates in a YouTube video discussing your businesses you run? You need the content, you need to put it out there. Oh, we were talking about balancing this week. I'm sorry, everyone. It's been a long morning.
I think we've had to just get really organised as the key thing for us to be productive and to actually succeed in the business. We've been running Bailey for 8 years now, and it's kind of, if we hadn't got to this point now, we'd never have succeeded, because we've had to make sure that we have that block of time. We know that we are spending time on this business or that business. We are spending the time with the kids. We are doing marketing this week. So we have a project plan of what we want to achieve every single month, and we try and stick to it.
We do. We have to make sure our diaries are up to date. It sounds really stupid. We have a shared diary, and it can't be on a piece of paper because of how much stuff goes in balancing the kids. It's got to sync across us.
It's the automation, isn't it?
It makes
Apple Calendar has literally saved my life. Oh my
god! Our accountant and what's the business services company we use, Green Zebra, they put a post up this morning about which bit of software has made the most difference to streamlining your business? And she mentioned in it Canva, Xero, and all these other bits. And I went, no, iCloud. I said, Emily and I both got iPhones, we've both got MacBooks, and it's as simple as I've taken a photo of us doing this podcast. By the time we finish the podcast, that will be synced across both devices and on Emily's devices for one of us to Insta story, create a blog. There's none of this, how do I get this photo across that? You mentioned notes earlier. It's like we write a note and share that note out. That's appeared on all our devices ready. We create our Instagram posts on our computers and then just copy and paste them in rather than tapping away on our phones, because I'm in my 40s and that's hard work. I'm not 18, and yeah, absolutely. And I think it's putting a bit of effort into streamlining and making things easy does mean that when we're with the kids, we can try and switch off as much as we can.
It's definitely getting systems in place, and if you don't have a system, and that's what you've taught me, because I'm more of the creative.
You're the creative.
You're the tech person, and actually, Alan's imparted that on me. Getting those systems in place first is going to serve you really, really well.
Yeah,
you got it.
So we all get the days where we're super productive, we smash our job list, we get through it all. How do you get through the days when you open up your job list on notes, or you get into your diary and you're like, I just don't want to do this today? Like, what have you got? Anything which kind of you do? Do you kind of accept those days a little bit, or do you force it through? Like, how do you deal with those?
We have days like that quite a lot, don't we? Ultimately, we're young parents, and then we get a lot of days where we're absolutely exhausted. And some days we try and smash through the list and go, this is really hard, and we kind of split up. One of us will go into the office and shut the door and just try and get some work done. Other days we just put Netflix on, and we honestly we go actually, today we're not going to get anything productive done. I'm absolutely shattered. That's okay. You're allowed to be shattered sometimes. And actually, switching off, shutting the computer down, and just putting the TV on occasionally is absolutely okay, because otherwise you're going to not give your best self. You're not going to give the best work out there. And you'd much rather do it on a day where you're feeling mentally ready to do that. I mean, yes, some days you just have to get through the list, and they're non-negotiable. You have to get through.
If you're speaking to a client, you've got to do it.
I think visualising your end goal at the end of it is really important.
Your why is
your
important.
Why, and we always talk about our why for why we're doing this, and that for us is having that financial freedom and time to spend with our families later on down the line. So actually, I'm going to kick myself at the bum and I'm going to sit there, I'm going to work today. But I do find we are in a very fortunate position that there are two of us, and let's say we live and work together, so we do sort of motivate each other quite well to go, actually,
you've got that partner in crime just to give you a kick in the arse.
It's funny enough, it's only really dawned on me probably in the past few months how different there's two of us. How different there is two of us in our business compared to one. And I question whether I would have stuck it out this long if it was just me and my business.
Yeah.
I think I may have given up, if I'm really brutally honest.
But
it is tough being...
Well, you're not.
Solopreneur, yeah.
And for me, I got some really fantastic advice when I first started, and it was the days where you feel on it, smash it.
Yeah.
Do your 15-hour days, get into your Gary Vaynerchuk grind, absolutely smash it on those days. On the days where you're really struggling, do what has to get done.
Yeah, and then relax.
Else. And then, but be okay with that. Don't
can't guilt yourself.
Go start, smashing yourself in because you haven't done 20 jobs. Actually, you need to know, on the days where you feel really on it, get up at 6, smash your job list. But on the days where you don't,
one other thing.
So it is so true. You can't beat yourself up about this. One
other thing I've found for me, and again, I have got Alan as my partner in crime, but I've actually found myself an accountability buddy, someone who's completely separate to our ecosystem, and a good friend of mine, Danielle, and we literally, she has a completely different business. She owns a massive wedding venue up in Andover, and regardless of what your business is, we all have the same stuff going on. We still have the clients to deal with. We still have the sort of the mental blocks. We still have the financing to do with. All of that is the same. Doesn't matter what you're doing. All the problems are the same on whatever scale you're on. And actually having her just to bounce off, we have a WhatsApp sort of message going on. And occasionally, if we're feeling really crap, we'll just text each other and give me a kick up the bum. And it's actually quite nice to have someone who's completely separate to what you're doing, just to say, you're okay, you're fine, let's keep going. And that's really good.
I was sitting here thinking in my head about those days. What I found with me, I try and keep this quiet, but I'm quite animated. I don't know. I'm really
never noticed.
And if I'm feeling negative and a bit grumpy and a bit flat and a bit down, that still comes out quite animated. And what I'll do is flance around the house for about half an hour, moaning and whinging, going, come on, Emily, let's go out about, let's go and do it while Emily's actually quite productive.
Yeah.
But what I actually sometimes find is that 30-minute vent, and then go, no, I can't. I know what our why is. I know why we're doing this. Shut up, get on with it. And luckily I'm quite self-aware, so I actually know 30 minutes flouncing and venting, I can get back on it. But it's that need, and in this modern mental health way, actually just getting it out is sometimes really important for me. Sharing it, and then unfortunately, then sometimes take Emily down with me. We try not to happen, but it does happen every now and then.
Yeah, and I think you need to have that event. And coming back to your why, so if there are so many coaches out there, and this is probably people are probably thinking, these guys run weddings and business marketing, what's the link to Sport 101? And for me, there are so many kind of coaches out there, independent freelance, who are almost their own micro businesses, which is why I was really keen to talk to you guys, because it's so easy for people to think, oh, I'm not a business because I'm just an independent coach, I go in and do my school stuff, whatever. But actually understanding your marketing, your social strategy, all that sort of stuff can help you as an independent coach land extra jobs if you need those extra hours or whatever. Having a presence of being out there does make a difference. I think it's important, though, to make sure that your message is clear and consistent and positive, because there is so much negativity within social media, particularly.
No one needs it. No one needs it. No one wants it. No one needs it.
Exactly. It's not. And I think actually sometimes it's just making sure you stay positive in your message. So for those little independent guys, is there anything that you would suggest? They're not wanting to take over the world or whatever. They're just wanting to be better with themselves. Have you got any kind of tips for those guys?
Slight backstory. Years and years ago, I think when I was still employed, I was on a stag do actually, and
how did that work out?
Well, we won't go into that. And one of the guys in the stag do I'd met for the first time, quite a bit older than me, and he said, "Oh, what do you sell, Alan?" I said, "What do you mean, what do I sell? I do this." He said, no, everyone sells something. And for some reason that stuck with me. And the more I kind of think about it, the more I think about people employed, people self-employed, etc., everyone sells something. And funny you were talking about the coaches. I've kind of got a side foot in outdoor activity instructing, and I'm in a couple of Facebook groups. And I think sometimes people forget that they are selling. Now, I don't mean that in the dirty way. I mean that as in exactly as you said, as about the coaches, is that they are a business. Ultimately, they are trying to be paid for a service they're providing. Therefore, they are selling themselves. So therefore, thinking about it as in, I am actually trying to sell, regardless of what you think, whether I'm trying to sell directly or whether I'm trying to get you engaged in me as a person and my brand, doesn't matter. You're still trying to sell. So I think one of my tips is, if you are a one-man band solopreneur, or even bigger, accept the fact you're selling and deal with that, and then make sure you've got an amazing brand surrounding you that people are going to want to be involved in. And that's what we try to do, because no one actually likes being sold to. So,
I think what you said about the positive nature is really, really important as well, because you have to think about, you may build a community, you might have a Facebook page where you have thousands of people coming to see you, amazing, but you'll still find a new person interacting with your brand every single day of the week. Therefore, if you are having an off day and that's reflected in your social media, that first touch point is good with that customer. It's going to be a negative view, and they do not need to see that. They don't need to see that you've not posted to Facebook in a month and you're apologising for that fact. They want to know what you're doing, what your clear brand is. They want to understand who you are and get a sense of who you are straight away in a snapshot.
Well, yeah, no, totally agree. And we talk about it as in they're getting to know, like, and trust you before they've actually even met you, and that's so important. What's the other thing? We talk about your authority. That's not being an authoritarian. That's about your online authority. Are you trustworthy? And what's your content? And it's like, that outdoor instructor, that hockey coach, that business, they seem to know what they're talking about. I quite like how they're coming across. I will follow them. I will be engaged. And
the other thing with that know, like, and trust fact is that we all know people buy from people, so therefore make sure that if you are part of your brand or your service, that your face is front and centre. Get to know the people who are watching you and understanding what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think looking at somebody who we know, who I'm going to get on the podcast pretty soon, Joe Doherty. I think he never will consider himself a salesman. but what he puts out in the world from a social media view,
Absolutely.
Rad days and, going out and just enjoying life, and so positive on social media in what he does, but none of it's forced. It's so natural. And he's also a very gifted instructor.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly gifted instructor. So actually he has that ability to, what he's talks about is so genuine and so authentic. And I think that sometimes get people, when people like say they're trying to sell, they think it's like car sales.
Joe's a really good example. I think if Joe suddenly dawned on him that he was selling himself, I think that may actually knock him for six a little bit. And it's like, but you are, because you are.
Joe's latest adventures and what he's done, he's a salesperson for the experience and the fact that other young children and people can aspire to be what he's done, do what he's done. That is sales in its most basic sense. The fact that he's showing people what they could achieve if they put their mind to it, and that is selling. Whether they're giving a physical product or not, that is selling.
I think the other, and we go back to the positivity thing. Hockey's in a funny place at the moment. There's so many people really quick to like jump on. Oh, that's no good, this is shit, like everything else. Whereas actually, what people don't realise is when they put that out there, that's in the world at that point. And if you're then connected to a brand or a company or whatever, and all you do is spout negativity, why would people want to go and be involved in that? And so for me, I'm a naturally, so I'm a naturally positive person, and I'd like to think that, we all have bad days where, we're definitely not positive, but actually, when you're marketing yourself on social media, like that is you representing your brand, your company, everything else. And if only people see you as having a snipe at somebody else because
it always gets
it's not right. It's not clever.
And you shouldn't think about, I need to be positive, as in I'm lying or anything like that. Because actually, being positive is self-perpetuating, isn't it? What's the one I think? It's actually more difficult. I think Chris Evans was talking about this on the radio. It's more difficult to choose to be negative than it is to choose to be positive. 100%. It actually takes more effort to be negative than it does to be positive. And it is a choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I say, everyone's allowed a bad day. I talked about my flouncy rants around the house. Everyone's allowed a bad day, but fundamentally, bad days are minority. We talk about 97% and 3%. A lot of businesses are actually geared up for the 3% of clients who are actually trying to catch you out and everything. I'm really sorry. Alexa, stop. I'm sorry, everyone. A lot of businesses are built up for the 3% of bad experience, bad clients. Whereas if you build your business around the 97% of positive clients and positive experiences, then the 3% will look after itself. It's kind of not a problem, just, that one happened, away with that type thing. And that's what we did with Bailey Beltons. We used to charge a damage waiver. 3 years in, we were discussing this. The admin was a nightmare. The clients were like, well, how do you want that? It was extra faff for them. We sat there and worked out we never had to keep a damage waiver. So we stopped the damage waiver. We stopped it, right? And in the wedding world, people are like, what, you don't charge a damage waiver for your Beltons? Like, no, we don't. And since then, we've had a few experiences where we've need to send out a damage invoice. 100% being paid. I was trying to think, was there one that wasn't paid, or were they all paid? They've all been paid. Everyone's been paid, and we've had like tents wrecked by like
the Venga boys. The Venga boys wrecked our tents.
I don't know if we should.
I just did.
Allegedly. We've just talked about things going out in the public world. Allegedly, unconfirmed. Allegedly.
I don't think they're still alive. Are the Venga boys?
Of course, they're still alive. We're talking about positivity here, and that's exactly that. So we twisted Bailey to be more about the positive than the negative. And it made a massive difference to the growth of Bailey Beltons. Sorry.
So top 5 social media marketing tips, quick fire.
Quick fire. Know your brand and make sure that your brand is aligned across all of your platforms that you're using.
Don't overthink it, just do it.
Making sure that you're regular with your posting. That doesn't mean every single day. If you haven't got anything to say, don't say it. It's best if you put some quality out than not at all.
Work on the bigger macro pieces of content rather than the micro pieces of content, because macro content like a blog, podcast, YouTube video will give you your micro content that you can then structure and plan out.
That's it, and just schedule. I think the best thing is think about it ahead, work out what your message is, maybe a week, a month, a quarter, it doesn't matter, get that message across, and it will give you a lot less stress and anxiety of like, oh my God, I don't know
By the way, that was not scripted, yet was beautifully timed. The fact they went into between two of you.
That was a dream. We spent a lot of time together, so these things naturally.
Intrinsically linked, they quite a lot, don't we? Yeah.
You couldn't have planned that any better. So, what's then next for Yellow Tuxedo?
So with Yellow Tuxedo, we want to spend a lot more time working with these amazing businesses like yourselves out there who are just trying to work out where they want to position themselves in the world. So we're going to continue what we're doing with our consulting. We have a bit of an aspiration to do a bit more outsourcing and working. We love doing YouTube. We love doing videos. We want to show other people how to use video a bit more.
Yeah, we would, wouldn't we? And we want to grow with bigger clients. So we're very focused on small businesses and kind of entrepreneurs at the moment, but we want to increase our kind of field to be kind of medium businesses or larger businesses, you know. So
I think our USP with us compared to other sort of digital agencies out there is the fact that we want to show people to practically do it for themselves and take control. I think not many people are doing that. They have to outsource it, but really understanding what your traffic's doing and what your brand's doing is really important to know that if you do outsource later on, you can still have control of your business.
That was the biggest thing for me. When I first started, I had no clue about social media. I kind of gave it to one of the guys to look after because I thought, it's a minor thing, but actually the more I've done, the more I understand. Actually, I think it's helped my business loads because now I understand it so much better.
And it will. And we've seen quite a lot of businesses take their outsourcing back in-house because when they outsourced it, they were getting 5 nicely curated posts a week that weren't really doing it. They were just nice, you know. And whereas when you're in your business doing it, you kind of know what's going on, you know what to talk about, you know what your message is, and what you want to share out, don't you?
So finally, where can people find you? Obviously all this will go into the show notes and the description in the YouTube, but where can people find you?
Well, everywhere. So
everywhere.
YouTube. I would say just type Yellow Tuxedo in, but actually if you type Yellow Tuxedo into Google, currently you'll see loads of blokes in yellow suits, right? Which is fine because we are, you know, we've picked that name and we are championing it, and we've started to see us appearing, haven't we, on page 1 for certain things. But yellowtuxedo.co.uk is our website. And everything's linked to from there. But we're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok. We are just discussing coming back with a podcast. We did a podcast for The Outside Bride, one of our other
Cut it short, Rosemary.
Everywhere.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
No, thank you, Mike, for having us.
Cheers. Bye.